Prostitution's clearly thriving in the Colorado Springs area, a black eye for our city's conservative Christian image.
Target 13 investigator James Jarman first broke this wide open several years ago, and he has new information you need to see.
He's live tonight with an exclusive hidden camera investigation.
Yeah, guys, well, here in our state's largest county, it now looks like the illegal sex trade, it's really out of control and no one's doing much about it.
Hi, come on in. How are you?
Good, I'm doing that. In a hidden camera investigation.
Did you hear this one, honey?
Comments? Yeah, absolutely. Target 13 investigates went to 4 of the nearly 24 Asian spas in the Pikes Peak region. And in all 4, we were offered sex for money.
Come on, give me $100. I'll give you half the
In 2 places, we'd seen it before. Here it's $60 for a massage.
Is it 60 with tax?
Okay, cool. To go all the way, a few hundred.
Everything go now. Everything go on.
We also went to 2 new places we picked at random,
How are you?
including this one in Manitou Springs.
Just give me a little bit more and make you happy. Make me happy.
We found it looks like prostitution could bring in a lot of money for some. Public records show the owner of this place on the south side owns this $623,000 home near Cheyenne Mountain High School. We went to get her side of the story. It appears someone's home, but no one comes to the door. Back at the business. Hi there, I'm James Jarman with Target 13 Investigates. Is the owner or manager around?
She comes only half an hour.
She's not here now?
Yeah.
This woman says she just got here from out of town. She couldn't find the manager or owner's phone number for us. You can have her call me?
Okay.
It's a similar story here at the Bamboo in Manitou. Can you comment on this at all about he was offered sex for money and it's on audio?
No. This people just baloney. You know.
We had a person who was in here and he was offered sex for money.
I don't think so, not here.
Yeah, it was on tape.
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
Would you like to listen to the tape? No one at any of the places wanted to talk on camera.
Sorry. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
All of them denied any prostitution's happening despite it being caught on tape. Next to one parlor, employees at a hair salon say the prostitution next door is no secret.
Yeah, we've known, since I've been here, we've known about it, and ever since the salon's been here. It's county and nobody seems to care.
I think they should do something about it. Definitely.
Even if police crack down, court records show most prostitutes get a $50 fine.
They need to crack down, penalize them further. $50 is nothing. That's less than a speeding ticket.
Third-degree misdemeanor, $50 fine at minimum.
That's just stupid. That's just stupid.
Now we are talking to our region's top cop and Metro Vice. By the way, Vice had to cut its prostitution task force a couple of years ago because of the budget. So right now, really looks like unless there's a complaint, the prostitutes are in the clear. That's just one of many developments we're still tracking, including human trafficking. We'll get you more as soon as we can. Heather?
A revealing investigation. Thank you, James.
Some prostitution in the Pikes Peak region is almost legal. Don't believe it? Law enforcement says they're not cracking down on hookers who work behind closed doors. Target 13 investigator James Jarman first told you about this, and he has more shocking new information tonight.
Yeah, Eric, our region's top cop and Metro Vice say unless there's a complaint about prostitution, well, their hands are tied. There's no prostitution task force anymore, and there's something else. We showed you the problem. Target 13 Investigates was offered sex for money at 4 different Asian massage parlors.
We're unfortunately beyond the days where we had the resources to be proactive with that and kind of do what you did, but as police officers and then, catch them in the act, we don't necessarily have the ability because of resources to do that anymore.
Sergeant Steve Noblet's the spokesman for Metro Vice, which he says has its hands full with other crimes.
Hi, come on in. How are you?
Good, I'm doing that. And as we found, that keeps the door wide open for prostitutes.
Give me a little bit more and make you happy. Make me happy.
And not just here, they're on the internet. A law enforcement officer told us about this site where local women appear to offer sex for money. But besides not having the resources to set up stings and bust them, there's another problem. Prostitutes usually only get a $50 fine.
I think somebody said in your last report it's less than a speeding ticket. That's crazy.
I think that's inappropriate. I think they should be fined heftier.
Should be at least thousands of dollars.
I think they should shut them down completely.
It is a misdemeanor for prostitution. It is a misdemeanor for having a house of prostitution. And it makes it very difficult for us to really get a handle at a local level of closing down places.
4th Judicial District Attorney Dan May says the state's prostitution law is not helping.
If we could see increased penalties, it would be easier for us to go in and shut them down on a local basis.
In our research, we found Colorado's $50 minimum fine is one of the weakest in the country for prostitutes. However, pimping is a felony.
But you have to get the evidence of pimping. And again, if it's a closed organization, a lot of times the person's willing to take the charge of prostitution, won't tell you who they're sharing the money with, so we can get on to the pimping charge, and all we get is a $50 fine, which it makes it hard to control.
So for now, the only time authorities will try to stop prostitution is when people file complaints about it. Well, so where are we? Essentially, prostitution is legal in the Pikes Peak region as long as it's behind closed doors and people keep looking the other way. But our question is, should that be the way it is? We want to hear from you. Contact us at KRDO.com and our Facebook page, KRDO News Channel 13. Heather?
Human trafficking is happening in southern Colorado. Officers say it includes sex slaves.
And law enforcement seems powerless to stop this. Target 13's James Jarman is with us right now with new information on this. And James, some of what you're uncovering truly is shocking.
Yeah, it is. And of course, this all came about after our hidden camera investigation uncovering prostitution. Now the Human Trafficking Task Force here in southern Colorado says they're taking action and they need your help.
Hi, come on in. How are you?
Behind closed doors, we've shown you prostitution is happening here in the Pikes Peak region. As we showed you last week, running stings like we did doesn't happen with Metro Vice anymore. They say they don't have the resources.
And this last year, it has been the minors that are involved in sex trafficking.
Betty Edwards is the chairwoman of the Southern Colorado Human Trafficking Task Force, helping the victims. They've been briefed by local officers. Edwards can't reveal the details, but says one officer talked about the enforcement frustration.
He said, I'm sure that they were trafficked, but he said the way the laws are written and the way that things are now, there was nothing I could do about it.
The district attorney told us a similar story last week, but says they need federal help, and the $50 fine most prostitutes get here doesn't help.
When all we have is a misdemeanor to bring to the table, it's hard to shut down what's going on without the help of the federal government at some level.
Welcome, everybody.
At this meeting, the Human Trafficking Task Force is spreading the word about the Colorado Springs group Restore Innocence. Michelle and Jason Korth are the founders, trying to build a home for young trafficking victims in our region.
Most people think, oh, it's over in Cambodia or some other foreign country, but it's right here. It's right next door. It's in Colorado Springs.
And as described in the federal government's most recent Trafficking in Persons report, most victims are afraid to come forward.
They do, instill in them that fear of law enforcement and of help, and that they're not going to help you. And if you go to them, they're not going to do anything. They're going to put you in jail. It's not clear if any of the women we saw are in trouble, but off camera, some officers tell us they wouldn't doubt it.
Now, state lawmakers are trying to attack this by beefing up the penalties against Johns, raising the fine to $5,000. And Eric and Heather, we're talking to a couple of high-ranking state lawmakers about this very issue. We're going to bring you more on that in the coming days. And also, if you want to help the human trafficking of Southern Colorado, the task force, head over to our website, KRDO.com.
Let's hope those legislators can do something this session.
Yeah, hopefully it looks like this Johns bill, this $5,000 fine, will be $5,000 to $10,000. It just passed another hurdle today. They've got until, well, Wednesday to get it done.
Right.
Tomorrow's the last day.
That's right.
Well, one of your stories getting legislative action.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, James.
Thanks.
A disturbing report. Our state's one of the Dirty Dozen, a national group that monitors human trafficking, ranks Colorado as one of the worst when it comes to stopping the criminals. It's a Target 13 Investigates exclusive. James Jarman tracking more fallout from his hidden camera investigation.
Yeah, Heather, even though state lawmakers are trying to crack down on prostitution, it doesn't look like it's going to be enough to get us off this map. It's a list of the dirty dozen, those states that, well, apparently are much farther ahead of the game than we are.
State lawmakers are raising the fine for Johns soliciting prostitutes to $5,000. It's an effort to stop the blatant sex for money business that we showed you is clearly thriving in the Pikes Peak region.
Everything go now. Everything go up.
The Polaris Project puts Colorado in its dirty dozen list of states, those without laws to stop human traffickers. Polaris runs the National Human Trafficking Resource Center, shaping laws and helping victims. James Dodd is Polaris Project's legal counsel. He told us, quote, if you look at the human trafficking statutes in just about all 50 states now, the laws that are on the books in Colorado are nowhere near where they need to be. There needs to be a complete revamp of the trafficking laws in Colorado.
Hi, come on in. How are you?
He also confirms what officers told us. We could have come face to face with traffickers and their victims. Polaris has found a direct link between Asian massage parlors, prostitution, and sex trafficking.
I think people do need to realize what a big problem this is.
Roger Patrizio is the owner of the Colorado Institute of Massage Therapy, and he's been fighting the problem for years. He's also a member of the Human Trafficking Task Force of Southern Colorado, trying to help the victims in our state.
But some of these girls are trafficked in from other countries, so they don't have the trust that they can go to law enforcement and really believe that they're going to get help. Their lives are being threatened. They're being abused on a regular basis.
James Jarman, KRDO News Channel 13.
And Polaris tells us that we are so far behind the other states when it comes to human trafficking laws that the traffickers, they know it and they target Colorado among those other 11 states. You can find out much more information over at KRDO.com. James Jarman, KRDO News Channel 13.
And two top lawmakers say Target 13's hidden camera investigation is uncovering big problems and should help make some positive changes. Investigator James Jarman broke this story and joins us now with new information. James?
Yeah, Eric, the Senate Majority Leader and the House Assistant Majority Leader are both here in the Pikes Peak region, and both hope people are paying attention because they say what we've uncovered needs to be fixed.
You've seen the problems, and human trafficking groups, along with our local officers, say some prostitutes we caught on camera are probably victims of human traffickers.
You know, people say that this is a victimless crime, but that is just plain and simple not true.
State lawmaker Mark Waller says our investigation is shining a light on a big problem that people in Colorado have ignored for too long.
And I think, quite frankly, it's just something that's gone unnoticed in our society, and as people like you bring more light to it, it's going to give us more of an opportunity to have more of a discussion about it and come up with the right laws to protect the citizens of Colorado.
And already this new law is a start, hiking fines for Johns and those pandering prostitution to $5,000. And lawmakers added a declaration recognizing human trafficking is a problem, but there's still no state law with any teeth to fight it. Waller wants that changed.
Absolutely, I think it is, and I think we should look at human trafficking and look at making that a separate and chargeable offense in the state of Colorado.
Senate Majority Leader John Morse says fines from the new law should help agencies like Metro Vice, which, as we've reported, had to cut its prostitution task force because of the budget.
That fine money will actually go back into a fund that we can then use for grants to get law enforcement the resources that it needs to get back involved in this.
He also says he hopes people watch our investigation and realize Colorado can't look the other way anymore.
Now, by the way, under that new prostitution law that just passed, those convicted of soliciting have an option to take a human trafficking class and avoid paying that fine. Again, though, there is no specific trafficking law on the books in our state that prosecutors can really use. And for more information on all of this,